Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon, and me, Banshee. And it's me, Banshee, with my Material Matters segment. The first floor edition again, because it's hot in here. It's your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. Welcome to the show. We got a couple of hot days coming here. Woo! So we're on the first floor today with all our filming. Anyway, welcome to the show. Why am I holding these? I don't know, because I have to do the card for the collective. And we have some moon action this week, so it will be from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle by Yasmin Boland. All right. Not much going on astrologically last week. I think the big thing was Neptune going into retrograde in Aries. So that's on July 4th, no less. Interesting implications there. And after I'm done with this reading and do the astrology, I'll give you a little update on what we're expecting this week, potentially economically. All right. You never know, because everything just keeps changing and shifting. Oh, how very interesting, and you'll see why later. I mean, it is a full moon, but still. So it's the first quarter moon in Capricorn. So there you are. First quarter moon. It's going to be near in Gemini, in Libra, in Sag, in Capricorn. It says, unleash your kindest self. Are you being too hard on yourself or someone else? Do you think you need to be strict with yourself or other people to get to where you want to go? Your challenge now is to be disciplined in terms of doing what needs to be done to get what you want without sucking all the joy out of it. Wow, that's really cool. Feeling good about life is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to manifesting. So be kind and be your most charming self. It's good to be realistic, but you don't want to have the stench of reality so far up your nose that you can no longer smell life's perfumes. The manifesting mindset. Butting heads with others just wears you out in the end. So get into the right mindset for manifesting by deciding you're no longer going to take the bait or provoke a situation. There is no affirmation for this one, so we leave it at that. But let me just say, there's some interesting stuff here, and we can look at some of the stuff that's going on today. People who feel they have to bully other countries, for example, with threats of high tariffs and stuff like that to get what they want, or try to force people into doing things that they don't want to do. You know, it doesn't make friends and make things easier for you like you think it does. It makes things a lot harder. And so when you're out there, you know, trying to get your job, wow, just go into an interview and try to demand that they hire you, or, you know, try to bully them and badger them into just see how far that gets you. So, I mean, think about what this message is here and how we all need to be kinder and more charming with one another, and by all means, more respectful. That's what I have for the collective today. Good luck with that. All right, let's take a look at the astrology here. And I want to remind everybody that these readings are for the astrological signs of the zodiac for the week ahead. And the week ahead is July 6th through July 12th, where the moon will be traveling from Scorpio into Sagittarius and then transiting into Aquarius on July 12th. So we'll be going through all those signs till it hits Aquarius on July 12th. We have a full moon this week on July 10th, and that's going to be in Capricorn, which is why I made a comment there. So we do have full moon in Capricorn this week on July 10th. And that's it. So that gives me time to talk about the economy. The big unbeautiful bill has passed and was signed into law. So we can expect a lot of horrible things coming. And I'm not really sure which way the stock market's going to go on this. I mean, it might go up this week, it might go down. It looks like the world markets are trending downward right now on the announcement that Trump made that he is going to be, by the end of next week, putting as high as 70% tariffs on nations that are not capitulating to what America wants. He didn't say that. Those are my words, so I'll just own it. But anyway, so that's what we're facing this week. And so, prices are probably going to be affected at some point here. The markets are most likely going to react to that, possibly on Monday. If not, also combined with what the bill means, because the bill is going to increase the U.S. debt by quite a bit. So, lots of stuff going on. All right. So that's what I have as far as that goes. How about we get started to see what's going on in our worlds on a more personal level? All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. I should have also added that Mercury's in its shadow now. It's going retrograde soon, but not next week, so we're still in the clear on that. All right. Well, you start off with the Two of Cups reversed, Aries. Kind of unfortunate there. And you also have the Empress upright. And you have the High Priestess reversed. Wow, this is a really interesting reading for Aries. I kind of feel here that you really were trying to put in some effort to salvaging a business partnership or your relationship with firm or company that you belong to, that you were trying to make things right. I feel here that the Empress, you put some effort and work behind this and some care. You wanted to show how much you cared about either the work you were doing there or the company that you worked for or the people that you have set up a business with. But you probably didn't see this breakup coming. You probably thought maybe you had done enough. But unfortunately, maybe a company's decide to let you go, lay you off, or perhaps a business partnership is failing. Your relationship with somebody in the material financial world has kind of fallen apart. So despite your best efforts, and I really think you tried, Aries, but you know what? You're just going to have to pick yourself up and move on from here. So good luck with that. All right, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. I'm going to pop this note over here before I lose it. Okay. You got the Seven of Wands reversed. You got the Ten of Wands upright. Wandapalooza. You got the Five of Wands reversed. Wow. This is really two tough readings here in a row. You know, I kind of feel here that you've been feeling burdened for some time, feeling a lot of pressure being put on you by your, and I'm going to say this seems to be workplace related to me. You know, people are really putting a lot of burdens, things, work on your shoulders or responsibilities, and you feel like you're losing ground. You feel like you're not being able to maintain that. And so you're considering now your options. I feel like you want to walk away from this. You know, you may want to figure out if there isn't some way that you can't try to work with, higher ups or, people in your company to see if they can't ease up on you a bit before you make that decision. I mean, it's a really turbulent job market right now. We're getting all kinds of mixed signals from the government and from other indicators, whether jobs are, whether there's no jobs available or more people are unemployed. So I'd be careful. I'd just be careful. If you can mitigate this, do so, Taurians. If you can't, maybe it is time to go because you're carrying an oppressive weight or stress right now. And whether it's the competition that you're dealing with in your company or business, or whether it is just that you can't handle this load anymore, maybe it's time to seek something that's a little bit easier on you. Good luck with that. Wow, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. You know, with Mercury about to go retrograde in its shadow phase and some of the stuff going on in the world, maybe Neptune in Aries has something to do with this retrograde. I just wondered what we were going to face with the cards this week. So far, looks like a challenging week for some of us. Okay, a little bit calmer at least. You have the Four of Cups. I mean, there's some issues here, but it's not as bad as what we've just witnessed. And then we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. Two fours. And look who's back. It's the Seven of Wands, but this time upright. So, the Four of Cups has a little bit of a disenchantment about it, some sense of feeling demotivated, whether it's because you've had a lot of work to do or the work environment may have become kind of depressing. And maybe it's not the work environment, it's your finances right now. Maybe it's a possibility here that certain things that you've invested in, you don't sense there's going to be growth anymore. And let me give you a bad example of this, okay? Because I hate when I feel shyster congressmen do this. So I'm not even going to mention what party is this. I'll leave it to your thoughts. But there was a congressman recently who, when they realized that big bill was going to pass and hospitals and weren't going to get the Medicaid reimbursements and hospitals might close and stuff like that, they moved their stocks out of Medicaid kind of supporting stocks. And so that's what I'm saying here. You might want to consider what's going on right now and determine, is your stocks going to pay off for you anymore? Is it going to pay off for you? Maybe it's time to be sharp like some of these people, who are running government right now and decide what's going to work and what's not in this ever-changing environment and get the upper hand back again. You just feel disenchanted right now with the way things are, but you can get this back in control. You can rise above this if you play it smart. So whether this is about work conditions, or others, you can make this work for you. You may have to eliminate some of the things that you wanted to do projects or goals that you wanted to do, or maybe you need to shoot for them and eliminate the things that are bogging you down and getting you stuck. Talk to management about some changes that you want to make. Either way, you can turn the situation around. That's the good news for the Geminis. Hey, Cancers, Sun, Moon, Rising, this reading's for you for the week ahead. You know, we little guys don't always pay attention to what's going on and don't realize how some of the changes that Congress is making can affect, you know, our stocks and our investments. But they're keeping an eye on that for their own stocks. Rest assured. And both parties do that. They do. Okay. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, we're ready to go. You've got the Two of Wands reversed. You have the Four of Cups is back again. Right. This is interesting. Page of Wands is upright. Again, in a sense, this is something you could work with. You could turn around, maybe. I feel like you're disenchanted with the way things have been going, either with your business or financial affairs right now. Maybe even, you know, you students contemplating, you know, what you're going to register for in the fall. There's some disenchantment here, either with the path that you're on or, you know, your coursework so far. So you might be trying to reconfigure things. It looks like that's what you have to do. So take the time necessary to step back and do that. Maybe you're going to chart a new way forward that may promise some more growth for you. So I feel this is all in all a pretty positive thing here. You know, you just maybe are going through something right now that needs to shift and change, and you need to take this week to think it through. Think it through. All right. Good luck with that. Hey, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. Okay. Oh. I wasn't operating with a full deck. I'm going to shuffle again. Sorry about that. Wow. All right. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's make sure you might not have missed that card if it would have came up reversed again. But still, we need to have all the cards in the mix. Okay. Well, that doesn't matter. I'm just taking the top card, which are all flying all over the place. But good for you. You start with the Four of Wands upright, Leos. Like that. Let's hope that continues. Oh, the Devil is upright. And the Nine of Wands is upright. Oh, wow. What's up with this? It's kind of a very odd reading here. Yeah, I'm kind of flummoxed. I'm stuck. Leos, I don't know. The Devil's got to be key here in some way. I think here, I think here that you've been holding yourself back from making a move that you've been thinking about for some time now. I think now is the time to prepare yourself to do it. To make sure, but make sure before you do. I'm not going to take this as the real celebratory card it is today. I'm going to look at this more as building something. This is the time to prepare yourself to build either a stronger, firmer foundation for yourself, and to break this. You've been holding back. You've been holding back from doing it, but now is not the time to implement it, but it's the time to prepare yourself to build something. This is more a preparatory period. So in a sense, I feel like this is not, and maybe it is external forces that are forcing you to hold back because, things are so confusing and uncertain right now in the economy. So use this time to plan carefully so that you build a firmer foundation for yourself going forward. That's what I think the message is here. Wow. Good luck with that. Hey, Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. I've got all the cards in the deck this time. You have the Queen of Cups reversed. Oh boy, gonna be one of those weeks. Got the King of Swords reversed. Wow. Justice upright. That's very interesting, Virgos. Looks like a dispute of some sort. It looks like a dispute, emotions running high, people thinking that they're always right. There seems to be a battle of wills going on here. And it's not, and neither side is really showing their best in this fight. And each one is looking for a measure of justice here. So, and you got to try to find the balance. You got to try to find the compromise here. This definitely sounds like it could be a workplace dispute. I mean, failing that, it could be a legal dispute involving finances or money. It could be that. And each side has their own thoughts on this. This king is very adamant in their position, and, they think they're right, that what they did was the right thing to do. This one feels very unjustifiably treated and wants justice, feels emotionally attached to their position. And this one just seems analytically and coldly attached to their position. Somehow, maybe outside mediation is needed here, okay? Maybe, this is, like I said, the court is just going to have to decide what's fair and balanced for all here. Whoa, good luck with this if you're dealing with this, Virgos. Could be union contracts, too. I can't rule that out. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. Oh, Libra, start with the Fool, upright. Nice. Hey, you got the Four of Wands reversed, but that is not a big deal. So far, so good. I'm rooting for you. Oh, it's really ironic because I know somebody who's going to watch this show, who's a Libra, had this card upright at our happy hour show. But it's the Wheel of Fortune reversed here. So I have to say to her and the rest of you Librans, okay, this is really kind of throwing me too, because you have the Fool here upright, which is begs for you to take a leap of faith, trust in fate. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune here saying, well, maybe fate's not going to be too kind to you this week. And in the middle is the Four of Wands. So I would reversed. And so sometimes the Four of Wands reversed wants us to pay attention to the little things, little details, the minutiae that we might be missing that could make a difference in how stable the foundation you're building is going to be. And so it's not saying that it's not going to work. So I have to think about this here. In a way, we have a neutral card, and then we have a card that's kind of saying, go for it. The universe has your back, and this one's saying not. These cards are really challenging me today. So let's see. With the Fool reversed, I would say this. You need to take a calculated risk here. You need to not necessarily go all in without making sure there's not a little something that you're not thinking about, that could come back to haunt you. So in other words, this is like, I'm going to do something out of the ordinary, but I'm going to check and make sure that there's not some little thing here that could throw me off. Because, I think right now the timing is questionable, and it's probably because of all the uncertainty with some of the markets and different things, and the bill being passed and how it's going to affect everybody and the economy in the week ahead. So play it a little safe this time. Don't assume that Lady Luck is completely on your side here. Check before you make that leap. A leap might help you, but just double check it first. Good luck with that. It's like, I don't know. Okay. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. I mean, this is just giving me like a mental and a intuitive workout today. It's like I'm really exercising here with these cards. But it's all good. It's been some interesting readings, I have to say. All right, Scorpions. Don't be rough on me here, and I won't be rough on you. You start with the Tower reversed. Well, isn't that like no fun? Okay. You follow that up with the Five of Swords reversed. I'm looking at Mr. O right now.
Why?
I don't know. Something going to happen on your job, because it's also the Three of Pentacles reversed. Anyway, this is, well, maybe between us. Are we not going to get along and get our projects done? There is...
Oh, another typical week?
Oh, dear. But let's start in the middle, because that Five of Swords reversed, well, I don't know, between the Tower and the Five of Swords reversed. Oh, my goodness. And they're all reversed here. So let me just say this, Scorpions. You're going to want to just walk away from a situation that is not working for you, that just seems as though there's fighting, there's disagreements, there's battles. But are you to blame for some of this? Because I'm looking at the Tower reversed here, and I'm thinking that you are repeating a cycle here. You are deliberately putting yourself through this. And why? Because you haven't walked away? Maybe now is the time. Instead of repeating these cycles over and over again, it's time to walk away. Maybe I do need to start from the beginning here. Maybe I do. So let's look at this Tower reversed. something keeps happening over and over again to you, either in your financial affairs or on your jobs. This is a situation that is frustrating. It's making you angry. It's making you bitter to some degree. And maybe it's time to walk away instead of keep perpetuating this over and over again, because it's not going to get any better. If you don't, it's not going to get any better. People are either not on the same page with you, or you just can't seem to get with it. Get your finances in order, get your investments in order, or work it out on this job. Work with people cooperatively and constructively on this job. So maybe it's time to book. You need to leave this behind, because this is not a constructive environment for you, whatever it is. So good luck with that. Sagittarians, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead.
I went to cry in the bathroom.
Oh, gosh,
No,
yeah.
No, I didn't.
Like, you probably left when I said I was blaming the Scorpios for their own troubles, but maybe not. Maybe not. It's just that it's a bad situation, and quit repeating it. One more shuffle, Sages. Let's try to pop this back on track. Okay, well, it's the Queen of Pentacles reversed to start. I'm not throwing in the towel yet, Sages. The Five of Cups is reversed, which is an okay card to get here, I think, after that. And look at that. The Page of Wands is upright. Oh, Sagittarians, thank you for giving me some ray of light here this week. I do feel it, because I feel like even though maybe your financial conditions are not where they need to be right now, or maybe there's some dissatisfaction in the workplace, you're thinking of opening your mind now to the idea of starting something new. Whether it's starting something new in your business to pick it up if you're in business for yourself, whether it's starting something new investment wise to make sure you're getting good return on those investments, or whether it is to move on to a new job if this isn't paying you well enough, there's no options for steps up or promotions. You're ready to look for new opportunities now. And guess what? You may just find one. You may just find one this week and get the ball rolling. So I wish you luck with that. All right, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. Hey, with a full moon in Capricorn this week, hopefully things are going good for you. Let's see what the cards have to say. You got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is upright. You have, the Five of Cups is back. And I'm sorry, Wands. The Five of Wands is back, and it is upright as well. And the Knight of Wands is reversed. Well, I do have to say in your case, Capricorns, it's not all roses. Maybe it is, because there's thorny parts to the roses. How you communicate this week is going to be really important with others. You can either choose to be a part of constructive dialogue, or you can be you can foster disagreement or arguments with one another and cause things to kind of sputter and slow down. I think here it's possible, too, that some of you might be involved in trying to negotiate compromises here between people who might be squabbling back and forth. You might be the one who could be a peacemaker. It looks as though that's possible here. However, it just does seem that things are going to be kind of sluggish and slow this week. It'll be frustrating a little bit until you can work out and get everybody to agree to listen to one another, to try to find the common threads that can, pull things together and make the work flow smoothly in the week ahead. Whatever it is, disagreements on finances, disagreements on work. I do feel again that this is kind of leading more towards a workplace situation. So people might be, the weather's hot in the US and other parts of the world. Europe in particular has a bad heat wave, I think, going. So try to be nice. We tend to be more hot-headed in this kind of weather. Be the peacemaker and remind people that, hey, maybe you should settle back and let's listen to one another and see if we can't work things out. Good luck with that. Aquarian, Sun, Moon, Rising. This reading's for you for the week ahead. You have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is reversed. That has come up that way before. Oops. You also have the Five of Pentacles upright. And the Emperor reversed. Yeah. So, well, the best laid plans for the Aquarians just isn't coming out. It seems like whatever you have been doing, you may have to go back to the drawing board because it's put you in a worse place financially, and you feel as though there may be no way out of this situation. But because you feel like you've lost control here in some way. So whether this is about, losing a job or, having to accept less pay and not being able to manage the costs, or whether this is about managing money and making some key mistakes that have really, caused you now to be in a state of debt. You may have lost control, but you have to realize here you shouldn't be going this alone. Maybe you need some good financial advice. Maybe you need to seek out help and support from agencies that they may still be out there that can help you get back on your feet again. Or maybe you need to discuss something with financial advisors or planners to get you back in a better plan, a better way forward, finding a better way forward. Wish you luck with that. Last but not least, it's Pisces. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Uh-oh, but I'll have to shuffle again because that was not good. Sun, Moon, and Rising, this reading is for you for the week ahead. Yes. You have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. You have the King of Cups upright. You have the Queen of Swords reversed. How interesting. Because That sounds very similar to another reading we had, but it was a little bit different. They were both reversed, I think. We had the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, or the King of Cups reversed, whatever the case may be. Maybe it was the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know. I think I've lost it at this point. But no, Pisces, let's take a look at this. I think here that you may have not been making some very good decisions financially for yourself, long-term financially for yourself, and you're starting to worry now. You know, maybe some of you people who are close to retirement and all this horrible stuff is going on, you know, you don't know what benefits will be available to you anymore once you retire. All of these things, it's very nerve-wracking. Keep your head together is my best advice here. You need to keep your head together and work on this. You need to get this right because obviously you may feel you either don't have enough money saved up, for example, for retirement, or you're not sure what else you have to rely on. And it could just be other things too, like for example, maybe you've kept hopping around from jobs and you don't have a lot of things connected together here. Maybe too, you really, haven't been able to put a lot into Social Security because of, the types of jobs you have. Now with Medicaid and other things disappearing, other types of support, and maybe parts of SSI that are leaving, you're really going to have to think about what you can do here now. But don't panic. Keep your head together and try to keep your emotions in check and get some help if you need it too, to devise a strategy or plan or get more information. Good luck with that. Well, it's a tough week, and I really feel some of it has to do with the definite things that have happened in the U.S., which will also affect the world economies, especially tariff-wise and stuff like that. So we're all kind of feeling the impact in different ways, I think. I wish you luck with that in the week ahead. And I want to remind everybody right now about some of our upcoming shows. Later today, we're going to have a live show from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where you can ask any question. So do get there early, though. We do have a birthday reading this week, so it behooves you to get there early because we're only going to be able to fit so many people in to the show. Also, we are going to have a world predictions video come out sometime in this week ahead. I say world, but it's really more emphasis on the U.S. this time. It's kind of a follow-up to see how the next 6 months are going to go. With our first one, we're going to recap a little bit of the things we got right, but we're going to go forward and we're going to look at some of the things that have happened since the beginning of the year and talk about some key issues and see where they're leading. Stay tuned for that. That will be coming out this week. And then on Wednesday is Mr. O's Goth Tarot. You can find out about the shadow issues. You can also follow up with him about the shadow work that me and Mr. O talked about on the first Goth Tarot of the month. That will be coming out at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, that video. And on Thursday, we have another live show from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can ask any question. And we don't have a birthday reading thus far, so it'll be a normal show. Come on down on Thursdays. We're slightly less busier, so do stop in and get a free reading. And then on Friday is Mr. Rose, Emotional Exchanges. Find out about love, romance, interpersonal relations of all types, and
Will you get lucky?
Who's gonna get lucky in the week ahead? Wink, wink, wink. Okay, did I wink enough? I don't know. But anyway, that video comes out at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good for the entire week ahead. Watch it at your leisure. All right, and then on Saturday is Happy Hour, which I think will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and get a single card positive message from Spirit. Guaranteed. No bad news at Happy Hour. So join us, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everybody. Hang in there this week, and let's hope conditions improve for all of us. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.